How's it going, guys? Mad Dog here. In today's vid, we're going to be going through the latest update, extra features, and a little bit of gameplay later on. So, first thing you'll notice is talents are out and chips are in. So, I actually quite like this idea because it gives you more of a chance to customize your own talents in a way. Because before it was just you pick which talents are already set out and you adjust your abilities accordingly. So made it a kind of a lot more structured in what builds that you'll be seeing a lot from the banner, Boris banner, the Ramona charge, double shield, for example, etc., etc. What I think this actually gives us is we're going to start to see a lot more variety when it comes down to builds. Not just that, but you can't see your opponent's chip structure, which is another bit of a bonus, but I kind of like figuring out what they've got anyways. So the first chip structure we have on top here is our health. What it gives us now is your 10, your 20, your 30, and your 40% health increase, and your regen at the bottom. They actually stack, not the 10 onto 20, but the 40 onto the health regen. Okay. Next we have the damage. You obviously, again, your 10, your 15, your attack range increase, 20%, and activation of a weapon perk. Interesting fact about this is number 5, that increase the chance of activating a weapon perk. I've just found out that weapon perk is critical damage. Now, if your weapon doesn't have critical damage and you have actually maxed out your damage tree, your weapon will now have crit. If it already had crit, it will then get an extra 10% chance of it happening. So, after that, we have our speed. This is very straightforward, as you can see here, your 10, your 15, your 20. To be honest, I feel I'm a real Ramona player, so to me, I wouldn't go past 15%, but you know what, I need to play around. This is a very new update, so I'm still finding my feet in this one. I've had a lot of losses, quite a few victories, but still, it's all trial and error. Next, we have our ability cooldown. Straightforward, once again, but I tend not to lean, I try to tend not to increase this one too much, purely because you have to keep in mind your ability reload time. You can't just bust 2 abilities at the same time and go, how's it going? There's a lot of things that you have to factor into. Say, for example, that you're playing banners. Now, once you've activated first banner, it's at least half a second to a second to drop that, so you're not allowed to move, you're not allowed to activate abilities, you're not allowed to shoot. And then there's another half second before that with the reload, so I try not to go too deep into this one. Next we have our reinforcements. I've been talking with a few of the high-level players, and they would definitely recommend this wholeheartedly. They say that it's just a stack on top of a stack on top of a stack. Unlike the health, which is, level 1, 10, level 2, 20. This is your 30% increase of health, plus your speed, plus your price change, and all that kind of stuff. Not just that, though. The thing which I found interesting about this was the one right out on the bottom. The bombers. See, the missiles that the bombers shoot out, that area behind it, is actually going to set fire to that ground and freeze that ground. So you're going to be on fire and you're going to be stuck. I haven't played too much with this one, but we'll see as time goes on. We've also got our towers. I don't play towers, guys. I mean, I literally I've played Boris more times than I've played towers. And if any of you know my play style, I've played Boris about as probably when he first came out, and I was about 2 times. I dabble here and there, but most of the time, nah. Ramona. You know what I'm talking about. And lastly, we have the ultimate abilities. Now, to me, ultimate abilities in an 8-minute match would probably take up about 1.5 minutes to 2 minutes of that time. Now, to me, I just don't see that you can actually get a lot of value out of this. But once again, it's still fairly new, and these are just my opinions. If any of you have any arguments against that, please let me know. Hit me up on Twitter or leave a comment down the bottom. But there's actually quite an interesting thing here, down the bottom here. With Ramona's extra ability and the extra time, and she's able to go through things, I like to play a bit of cocky, and what I like to do in most of the unranked matches is save my ultimate ability at the end. And I like to draw a love heart, or draw a star. I like to draw pictures with it. It's really cocky and it leaves an awesome finishing screen. Anyways, guys, let's get on to the consumables. Okay, on to consumables. Before that, I'm just going to pop a chest open real quick. Hopefully it's something good. More consumables, hopefully. No, a few bits and pieces, not too bad. Okay, onward to consumables. Right, now the first one we got here is our radar. Well, you know what? With all of these consumables, it's all about the right time to use them. You know, you wouldn't want to use your Resurrector off the bat. You wouldn't want to use that within your first death, because there is a steady increase in the time of your respawn. So towards mid to late game, I'd kind of hammer one out. I wouldn't really do it constantly. Not just that, the cooldown on this one is crazy long after the first. Your radar, I find the best time to use this one is once you've dispatched an enemy team and you're sitting on a water point and you don't know which side the enemy is going to be coming from. I've seen a lot of Bill players use the jetpack to try and fake out as though they're using their ultimate. It's quite funny, and I love the jetpack. I hate using it, but it just looks cool. Heals, man, I can pop these like Tic Tacs. I can use at least 11, 12 in a match, easy. So I try not to use them as much. Your traps, use them exactly like mines, but keep in mind, if you do have immune, it does negate this. The missiles, I've been playing around with this strike here and there. I find, you know, trying to figure out what range and what area it actually hits. Now, when it says in front of player, it means directly in front of player. Now, the range in which that actually hits in front of you, I would say, okay, with your weapons, how you see the arc right above your aim, between a shotgun and an SMG, that range right there, say for example, players here, shotgun range is there, and missile range is there. Anywhere between that, I find, is where the missile range is. But then again, if you guys think differently, please let me know. Now, let's get into some gameplay. Right, guys, let's get into some action. First things first, we got to get rid of old Knifehead McGee over there, so let's kill him quick. I find normally I'd kind of take him to about 2/3 of his health and go to the center water point, or sometimes I'll even just go straight into attacking the enemy team. Give them some early harassment. If you can get into their base and kind of kite their Knifehead McGee to, you know, attack them or stun them at just the right time so you can, you know, make sure he does damage on them, he can be quite useful. Not just that, but it also slows down the enemies getting that water point. Oh, good old Glitchy McGee out there. There's probably a computer anyway and a new player coming in. But anyways, moving on. Typical center engagement as we go forth in here. Oh, haha, tricky. The old disappearing on me while I charge. So, see what I mean? Just as long as your transition is smooth, it will assure you into good victory. Now, I could not win that engagement, so you got to escape. Sometimes you got to know when to pull the pin. Now, I've noticed with the new player, the Tenzin, don't pull the pin on him because his death damage is insane. His death damage in radius and the damage it does itself is... I definitely would feel as though that it will be, it's going to be nerfed, because the devs have assured us that there will be a lot of balancing updates to come. Now, there I am, setting down some more base defense. Good value stun there. Anytime you can get more than one opponent stunned, I would say is definitely good value for what you get. And the shotgun. In my opinion, if you can get into the range of it, it's the strongest weapon in the game. Does more damage. I'll try and keep in with the action every time I die, guys. So here I go. You know what? Yep, it's time to hit some wolf. This HP on him is about 2,000, and you get that damage. His damage he does, I think it's about 200 on the stun damage. Now, not his charge damage. His charge does 0. Now, the one thing to remember too is bust that charge. You want to get into that action as soon as possible. I've got enough health and I really want to help out these guys, give them a buff. If you can find a good time that you have half a second to take damage to help out a teammate, do it. Tank for them, do whatever you can. I mean, this guy is just a stunning machine. So you see how quick those cooldowns are. That charge is a 6-second cooldown. I mean, that stun, 9 seconds. And I think it's about 13 seconds for his rage, but the one thing I found with him is he's pretty hard to control. Like, particularly on a charge. Now, I made a mistake here. I should not have done my ultimate. I guess I was kind of trying to figure out if I hit my ultimate right there, do I get my full health back as a Ramona? Turns out, no. Oh wow, hopefully that build can just own right there. If I look at the mini-map, the answer is no. They swat him like a fly. But at least he kind of helped me out in terms of actually giving me at least some kind of an advantage in killing these guys. Oh wait, I could have sworn... that's interesting. So, turns out that if an enemy is sitting on top of that center water point, you cannot actually activate the poison button. So, another interesting fact. See, the more I play this game, the more I actually find out. If there's anything that you guys know that I haven't covered, please, the more information the better. Bill, what are you doing? See what he did just there, guys? He wasted his ultimate. Looked pretty though. There I come in there with a value stun, all 3. Now, there's no way known I could have won that engagement, so I tried to support him with a little hit defense banner. Hopefully he could have been in radius there. Now I need to get the flock out of there. Here I go in there, take some damage. Oh. And I just got sniped. That was a lucky shot. That's all I'm putting it down to. Anyways, see what's going on here. See, this is what I was afraid of. Tenzin's ultimate is ridiculous. If you're on the ground, yeah, you're not going to live. Simple as that. Ooh, I did not want to be anywhere near that death damage. Absolutely not. That is noise I do not need in my life. Here we go again there. Stun him, run him, and start shooting him. Yeah, he's not going to live long, but I need to get out of there as soon as... Why'd I linger? You see that? That is a lot of damage to be taking. Well, damage I shouldn't be taking anyway. So, I'll try to at least kind of retreat, hold back, and find my range, and hopefully at least give my guys some support with the banners that I'm dropping here. The defense banner is by far my favorite, in my personal opinion. It's been OP since day one, and they gave it a further update in a couple of previous updates. Now, that's due to my lag, guys, but once again, because the devs are actually working on a host server rather than a peer-to-peer, that means that there's going to be a lot less lag, no hackers, that kind of stuff. Now, there I am. See, shooting in the dark, I would definitely recommend doing that by far, particularly if you see one of their minions close by. Now, your auto lock would actually take effect, particularly even if you can't see him. So kind of read if someone's sitting on that hill with that. Wow, 1 HP right there. I hate it when that happens. It happens a lot, but sometimes I can go a full game with like 1 HP. But anyways, hopefully we can hold this point down. I reckon we will. I mean, this game or this unranked map it's all about that center point. Who controls the center point is who controls the match. Now, put that in with some towers. Hopefully at least one of your teammates, preferably 2, has towers, so at least you can actually get some solid defense down. Not just that, but always try to advance. Just screw with their defenses a bit. Luckily, I got a Saboteur working on that because they do take a lot of damage. Okay, now no messing about here. I just need to cover something with my ultimate here because I wasted the first one. I'm just trying to section things off so anybody in that radius will die. So there we are, back to defending the center water point. I mean, once that corrosion comes on there, it's game over, particularly even if he has shield. Now shield blocks about 95% of all damage taken, so I mean, it's pointless to waste ammunition when they have their shield up. I would definitely recommend just retreat. Okay, now to move it on, bam, once again establishing defense. See that? He dropped his missiles right there, and the damage that he gave me, that was a good range. I honestly think that he got a good one. Now again, finding my range with my SMG. Oh, that was a good use of the ultimate right there, guys. Very good use. Good on you, Bill. Bam. So there you have it, guys. Wow, that went really quickly. Anyways, give him my heart for love, and that's Mad Dog signing off. In the next video, guys, I will be covering perks and activation. I just need to figure out a couple more things. I'm talking with the devs to give me a more solid answer. So, Mad Dog signing off, guys. Have a good one.